Good Wednesday evening. Happy first day of summer and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A man who faced murder charges last year is now jailed for his alleged part in a drive-by shooting over the weekend. An explorer with ties to the Wenatchee Valley is appealing for help in the effort to rescue the Ocean Gate submersible lost Sunday during a mission to the wreckage of the Titanic. Warmer temperatures expected through the end of the week with much warmer weather on tap this weekend. Police say two registered nurses who were engaged to be married were the people killed when a gunman opened fire outside the Gorge Amphitheatre Saturday night. The suspect is an active duty soldier at Joint Base Lewis McChord. 29-year-old Brandy P. Escamilla and 26-year-old Jocelyn S. Ruiz were both shot and killed as they walked through the campground outside the Beyond Wonderland Festival. 26-year-old U.S. Army Specialist James M. Kelly was allegedly the person who opened fire. 3 people were wounded in the incident, including a 20-year-old woman who was attending the concert with Kelly. An undercover Moses Lake police officer opened fire, striking Kelly once. He was released from the hospital care in Spokane yesterday and booked into the Grant County Jail. Sheriff Joey Crete says he faces possible charges of first-degree murder, first-degree assault, and domestic violence. East Wenatchee police say a motorist who attempted to drive himself to the hospital early this morning suffered a fatal medical emergency en route. The 61-year-old driver coasted to a stop near 4th Street Southeast and South Kentucky Avenue about 4:55 a.m. Assistant Police Chief Eric Hampton says he was pronounced dead at the scene after medics arrived. Witnesses told police the man was experiencing chest pains when he attempted the drive. The car came to rest against a utility pole after he was overcome. Hampton says no one else was in the car at the time and there were no injuries or damage caused by the collision. A man who faced murder charges last year is now jailed for his alleged part in a drive-by shooting over the weekend. 24-year-old Jesus Manuel Torres Lucataro was arrested on suspicion of participating in a set of Saturday gunfire incidents in Wenatchee and near Kashmir. Police say Torres acted as the driver while his cousin, 22-year-old Alexander Naranjo, fired shots out the window from a .380 caliber pistol. The gunfire allegedly took place near Kittitas and Idaho streets around 11 a.m., as well as Mission Creek Road outside Kashmir an hour earlier. A juvenile suspect was also arrested for allegedly firing a 9mm handgun. Torres was arrested in 2022 on suspicion of murder and a shooting death in a downtown Kashmir parking lot. However, prosecutors later withdrew the charge, saying Torres shot the victim to defend his brother from an attack. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies are seeking public assistance to find a lost citizen. 25-year-old Jesse Robert Cadenas went missing early yesterday from his home on Hammond Lane in Rock Island. Jesse lives with autism and his family worries that he may be at risk. Deputies say he was riding a bicycle and left his cell phone and keys behind. Jesse is described as 5 feet 6 inches tall and 120 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes, believed to be wearing a tank top and possibly a blue plaid shirt. If he's spotted, please call Rivercom at 663-9911. A 50-year-old man sleeping in a wooded area near the Apple Capitol Loop Trail was badly burned last night when the brush around him caught fire. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department says they were summoned about 8:20 p.m. to the 1600 block of Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee, where they found a fire burning in brush and cottonwood trees and pulled a man in a burning sleeping bag to safety. Department spokesperson Kay McKellar says the man was taken by ambulance to Confluence Health health with severe burns and then later airlifted for medical care in Seattle. The brush fire was under control just over an hour later. Also, a second fire call just after midnight found suspicious fires burning in 2 dumpsters outside J.C. Penney in Wenatchee, which caused some damage to the outside of the building. That incident is being investigated as arson. When we come back, Washington Senator Patty Murray led a coalition of Democratic senators in a press conference this morning, 1 year since the fall of Roe v. Wade, vowing to fight for abortion rights. We'll tell you how animated videos could help Washington students learn more about financial aid and post-secondary education options. And an explorer with ties to the Wenatchee Valley is appealing for help in the effort to rescue the Ocean Gate submersible lost on Sunday during a mission to the wreckage of the Titanic. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
The Lake Chelan Rotary Club invites you to experience Cycle Chelan, held June 24th, 2023. Pick your thrill from 4 rides: the Metric Century Challenge, Cycle Divino, the Lake Loop, or the Butte Blast. All profits from Cycle Chelan are used to support student scholarships and other charitable activities of the Lake Chelan Rotary Club. Cycle Chelan 2023, a route for every rider. Pick your thrill today.
Hi everybody, Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. We're switching from the cold of winter to the heat of summer. That can put a lot of stress in your HVAC unit.
Yeah, it really can, Dan. I would recommend that you get a maintenance. It can catch any potential problems that you might have during the peak of summer. And it's just a good idea to do on all season changes.
Great idea, good advice. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
This is it. The RV sales event of the year is happening now at the Town Toyota Center during the Summer Getaway Sales Event. Choose from the best brands: Grand Design, Flagstaff, Thor, SMC trailers, and more. Over 600 RVs to choose from. Payments just $239 per month and $2,000 over JD Power for your trade-in. Plus, get a Yeti cooler and Traeger grill with your purchase. Don't let these summer deals get away. Sale extended. 5 more days, ends June 25th. The hottest deals at the Summer Getaway Event. Now at the Town Toyota Center, just off Walla Walla Avenue. Hurry in today.
Washington Senator Patty Murray led a coalition of Democratic senators in a press conference this morning, 1 year since the fall of Roe v. Wade. That Supreme Court decision protected the right to an abortion for 50 years before it was stripped away by the subsequent Dobbs Court decision in 2022. Murray says her side will put forward a collection of bills to protect abortion access despite the Dobbs ruling.
I've been fighting for abortion rights since I got here, so I can tell you this fight did not start with Roe, and it did not end with Dobbs. This week, we will be pushing on the Senate floor to pass some really basic, common sense protections that say, yes, you can travel to another state for an abortion. Yes, doctors can provide an abortion in states where it is legal without fear they will be thrown in prison. Yes, we will protect the right to access to birth control. Yes, we will keep your online health and location data private, so it cannot be used against you. Republicans blocked many of those same bills last year, and we all know they blocked the Women's Health Protection Act last Congress as well. But they should pay attention, because Americans are speaking out now loud and clear.
Animated videos could help Washington students learn more about financial aid and post-secondary education options. The Washington Student Achievement Council and the North Central Educational Service District designed the videos for a case study on if they could improve student awareness and understanding financial aid and college or training options. The videos, which are meant to be simple and engaging, were shown to students during the regular school day, and the surveys completed indicated positive results. NCESD said that prior to watching the videos, many students could not correctly answer about state financial aid programs and post-secondary options, but showed substantial growth in their knowledge after watching those videos. WSAC said they believe that people will be more likely to apply for financial aid if they know more about the programs. An explorer with ties to the Wenatchee Valley is appealing for help in the effort to rescue the Ocean Gate submersible lost on Sunday during a mission to the wreckage of the Titanic. Trent Tresh has family in East Wenatchee and researches human performance in aerospace and underwater conditions. He's also a member of the Explorers Club, which includes a passenger now feared lost in the North Atlantic expedition. He asked everyone to support efforts to get the best possible equipment to the rescue site off the coast of Newfoundland.
Back in 2019, I was actually able to dive with the organization as they're based out of Everett, Washington, and got to know their team and things as well over time. But more importantly to me right now is a friend of mine is actually on the submersible, Hamish Harding, as well as others who are also a part of the Explorers Club. Time is really of the essence, and what we're trying to do is get our Congress people and our state representatives to help push through the permitting for Magellan. So, they have, as far as I'm aware and have been told, this UROV loaded on an airplane, ready to come to the States and help with the efforts. But we actually need to give them permission as the U.S. to be able to do so. So I'm hoping that everybody listening will pick up their phones and either call their local representative or send over an email.
Coming up next in tonight's feature story, Washington Commissioner of Public Lands Hillary Franz visited the NCWLIFE studios on Monday and said her agency's Keep Washington Evergreen initiative aims to battle that crisis by using smart forest management. Warmer temperatures on the way tomorrow and Friday, with much warmer highs expected this weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Did you know people 65 or older make up 12% of the U.S. population but consume 34% of all prescription drugs? Protect yourself and your aged loved ones from prescription errors. Always read labels carefully to avoid mistakes. Ask your pharmacist if over-the-counter medicines conflict with your prescriptions, and never skip doses or take more than is prescribed. This message sponsored by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington. Call 1-800-572-4459 for prescription assistance.
Washington Commissioner of Public Lands Hillary Franz visited the NCWLIFE studios on Monday. The chief of the Department of Natural Resources is charged with supervising 3.3 million acres of state trust land, including 2 million acres of forests that are ever more susceptible to climate change. Franz told NCWLIFE News her agency's Keep Washington Evergreen initiative aims to battle that crisis by using smart forest management.
Washington State is the evergreen state. And for the first time, in literally the history of Washington State, less than half of our state is forested. We're seeing an increasing conversion of our forest lands as we see more and more people can work from anywhere, right? As increasing population. And as we lose those forests, we're obviously losing their ability to sequester carbon. We're also losing the wood product that we believe should be grown right here in Washington State for our built environment. Because if we're bringing it from anywhere else, That's an enormous amount of greenhouse gas emissions that comes from the trucking, right? We have to restore 1.25 million acres of forest in central and eastern Washington so it doesn't go up in smoke and flames, because wildfires become our second largest greenhouse gas emissions. Second, pushing for us to actually conserve 1 million acres of working forest lands in Washington state. And it's not just working, but we have really made a significant progress in the conservation, and we will always be continuing to push as we see more and more people moving our forests. But we've got to be able to increase the amount of working forest that we have if we're going to really meet our climate goals, and if we're going to also meet our housing goals. The Keep Washington Evergreen initiative is restore 1.25 million acres of forest, reforest 1 million acres, and conserve 1 million acres of forest. And to that conservation goal, we were able to also secure around $70 million out of the legislature this last legislative session towards going and purchasing forest land, so that at threat of conversion, that enables us to keep those forests working, also helps reduce sort of the creates better connectivity between federal and state lands where those in-holdings are, where you might have private but at threat of conversion. So now that's a loss for the carbon sequestration, but it's also a loss for fish and wildlife mobility. And now with federal funding, Inflation Reduction Act has brought a significant amount of funding forward in the Forest Legacy Program, around $700 million. The great news, and our agency oversees that program in our state, you know, the great news is we are like third in the nation in the entire history of the Forest Legacy Program out of the federal government. We're third in the nation for the most amount of money that we've secured for it. We're hoping to leverage the $70 million we just got this legislative session to now go and increase the amount of investments of that $700 million, so we can actually do more conservation here in our state.
Let's take a look now at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Wednesday was a good one, a little bit warmer than we've been seeing the last several days, so very comfortable today. And what a beautiful shot up at Lake Wenatchee. Beautiful up there this time of year. Beautiful green around the lake, Kaler Glen Golf Course, and of course the lake itself. We did see a mix of clouds and sun throughout most of our day today, but all in all, it was a beautiful first day of summer, and happy first day of summer. We're warming up too. I hope you enjoyed the cooler weather. As soon as we get into tomorrow, we're going to be near 80 and then lower 80s. Sunday, middle 80s, and we are going to continue to stay warm. 89 for Sunday, I should say, not Spokane. 88 Saturday, and we're going to stay right in those middle 80s until Tuesday, June 27th. And we're not done there either. The 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, and that's from June 28th to July 4th. Yes, above normal temperatures, and we are talking our normals by then to be in the low 80s, so expect some very warm and even hot weather on the way the end of June into the first part of July. Today, I should say tomorrow rather, beautiful weather expected. We will see 81 degrees in Quincy, 82 in Ephrata, and 82 as well in Moses Lake. So a nice warm up getting you into Thursday. 80 for Wenatchee, upper 70s to around 80 up the Highway 97 corridor, and 78 the high temperature. Beautiful day to be up in Leavenworth tomorrow. All right, taking a look at what we can expect tonight. We do expect partly cloudy skies, seasonal overnight low temperatures. We're talking lows into the mid-50s, so very nice night tonight. Open those windows up. Let some of that fresh air in tonight. For Thursday, mostly sunny. This is where we really begin to warm up. It will be warmer in the afternoon tomorrow with high temperatures near 80. Here's our ridge of high pressure, and it will continue to push into the Pacific Northwest. You can see it happening here on Friday, mostly sunny and warmer. Talking high temperatures at the end of the week into those mid-80s, so a beautiful way to end our work week. And then getting you into the upcoming weekend, things look even warmer. We expect mostly sunny skies again on Saturday, and anchoring high pressure out in the Pacific, and then some help here close to the shoreline on the west coast, and that means some nice weather in the Pacific Northwest, mid-80s once again to kick off our upcoming weekend. And by the time we finish it on Sunday, warm, mostly cloudy or mostly sunny skies rather, and we're talking sunny all over the west. Afternoon high temperatures on Sunday into those upper 80s. We're going to be flirting with 90 degrees on Sunday, and then just downright sunshine on Monday to kick off our next week. It will be warm / hot for Monday with high temperatures in the upper 80s, maybe to near 90 on Monday, mid to upper 80s for Tuesday, maybe a few more clouds and some scattered, very isolated showers right through north central Washington. But as I mentioned, still warm with highs in the mid to upper 80s. Taking a look now at your 7-day forecast. 54 overnight tonight, mostly sunny, high temperatures around 80 tomorrow, 84 Friday, and look at this weekend, mostly sunny on both Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully you have the chance to get out and enjoy some recreation this weekend. 89 for Sunday, 89 Monday. We might hit 90 on Monday with sunny skies. And then a few more clouds on Tuesday with the chance for some isolated showers. High temperatures by then, right around 87. And that's a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Dan Kuntz and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why we need you. We need people to run cameras so I can get back down on the broadcast and talk about what's going on. We pay $75 per event. If it's sports, if it's a parade, if it's Apple Blossom, if it's a Super Oval, $75. If that sounds like some extra good money for you, we'd love you to be part of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. sports@ncwlife.com. In the meantime, I gotta go figure out this camera.
Yankees beat the Mariners yesterday in the Bronx pitchers duel. The final was 3-1. Garrett Cole is the ace of the Yankees, and he certainly showed it. But you know what? Kirby had a good game, too, except for the first couple of innings when he gave up a couple of home runs. It went something like this.
High fly ball, deep right center. Hernandez back on the track at the wall, and he's not going to make the play. It bounces off the wall. Torres will score. Rizzo gets himself an RBI double, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, the Yankees will take this lead any way they can get it. Teoscar Hernandez right up against the wall, right off of his glove, probably a play that he should make.
High drive, right field, going back Hernandez, turning, looking, see ya! A 2-run home run for McKinney, and the Yankees are up 3-0.
Well, you're struggling as a ball club offensively. You're looking to play with the lead and relax a little bit. Bader gets on, steals second base. McKinney's job, try to pull the baseball. He does that on a 3-2 fastball. 3-0 Yankees.
Going the other way, backs up McKinney on the track. He's there, hits off the fence. Ty France in high gear, coming around, getting a wave on by Manning. Kelnick will shut it down with an RBI double. The Mariners are on the board. Kelnick gave that a great ride. His 17th double, RBI number 33.
So Eugenio Suarez, the Mariners look to him to try to keep this thing going.
And they get them both. Suarez down looking, and the Yankees win 3-1.
There was a little dust-up in the 7th inning between Jose Caballero and Garrett Cole. Afterwards, the Yankee manager, Aaron Boone, explained.
I don't remember, because obviously there was yelling some back and forth at the at the dugouts. And I was like, why are you yelling at us? It felt like they started yelling at us right away. So I was just kind of getting clarification on that.
Also explaining, kind of, Mariner manager Scott Service. He had something to do with Caballero's use of the pitch clock.
Yeah, Cabby plays the game the right way. Plays it by the rules. You know, he gets in there, and obviously others didn't think it was right. But Cabby's done that since he's been in the big leagues. He's not going to change how he plays. The big home run that McKinney hit early is about one of the few mistakes that George made all night. I thought he threw the ball really well. Second time through the order got into more breaking balls, but you can't ask for much from your starter there. Just had the one mistake to McKinney. Unfortunately, Garrett Cole was on top of his game tonight too. So, didn't get much going offensively. I thought Jared Kelnick had really good at bats, but just a well-pitched ball game on both sides. And those games come down to one big hit, and they got it early in the game from McKinney. Yeah, JP, the stolen base, I think it was Bader when he got up to go to third. They collided at that point, and JP, banged his right shoulder. Sore as his contusion. We'll see how it is tomorrow.
As Scott Service mentioned, J.P. Crawford had to leave the game early, some sort of minor injury. We hope those two teams are playing again right now in the Bronx. Don't change the channel. We need the ratings. All right, to the Les Schwab scoreboard for the American League West. It looks something like this from yesterday. Let's see. Cleveland walked off against Oakland on Andres Jimenez RBI base hit in the bottom of the 10th. The Guardians knock off the A's 3-2. Houston's Framber Valdez kept the Mets in check over 8 innings. He allowed just 2 runs on 4 hits, 8 strikeouts. The Astros beat the Mets 4-2. Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve each drove in a couple of runs for the Astros. Elvis Andrus drove in a game-tying run in the 8th inning and then scored later in the frame on an overturned call at the plate. White Sox beat the Rangers 7-6. Clayton Kershaw, he's good. He earned his 9th win of the season. He pitched 7 scoreless innings against the Angels. The Dodgers come out on top 2-0. Michael Busch and Will Smith each had RBI base hits in the 8th to push the Dodgers out in front. So with Texas and LA losing, as you can see there, the gap between first and second, still 5 games. Houston moves to within a half game of second with their win. Seattle remains 9 games out of first place in the American League West. No baseball yesterday in Kamloops. They were rained out. The Kamloops and Wenatchee Apple Sox. There have been a lot of rain in central British Columbia. With more, our good buddy Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox series opener against the Kamloops Northpaws, scheduled for Tuesday night at 6:35 p.m., was rained out. The two teams will play a doubleheader on Thursday after playing on Wednesday in the series opener at 6:35 p.m. Thursday's game will start at 4 o'clock, first game of a doubleheader, and both games will be 7-inning affairs. Next home game for the Apple Sox is coming up on Friday. They take on the Northwest Star Academy at 6:35 p.m., and it is Bark in the Park night as the Apple Sox welcome fans to bring their dogs to the ballpark, and they will receive free admission as long as their owners have purchased a ticket for the game. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
You can hear Joel with the call tonight on Sunny FM, owned by our good buddy Dave Harold. All right, to the Les Schwab scoreboard, there were some games that were played in the West Coast League. Let's take a look at it from last night. Let's see. Chris Brown's 2-run base hit highlighted a 3-run fourth for Cowlitz. The Black Bears made it a hold-up in a 4-1 win over Portland. Victoria's Hudson Shoup had 3 hits. Nick Dumansell scored 3 times. The Harbor Cats beat Edmonton 7-4. Ben's Braden Terry had 3 hits, including a 2-run base hit to lead the Elks over Springfield 7-2. Dom Pietro threw 6 innings of scoreless ball with 8 strikeouts to lead Port Angeles over Nanaimo. The final there was 9-1. Camden Coster did the damage at the plate for the lefties. He went 2 for 4 with 3 runs and a home run. Yakima Valley's comeback bid fell short as Ridgefield held on for the 4-3 win. Reese Calvin pacing the Raptors with a couple of hits and a couple of runs. Trevor Wilson's RBI double broke a 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 7th. Kelowna would add 2 more. After that, they beat Bellingham 6-4. We'd like that. And Brian Mannion and Riley Fender combined on a 2-hit shutout of Walla Walla. The Northwest Star Academy shuts out the Sweets non-league victory. The final was 8-0. So the standings, the Bells and the Harbor Cats are in a virtual tie atop the West Coast League North. Wenatchee 1/2 game back at 11-4. Kelowna is just 2.5 back after they won their 9th game of the season. Nanaimo 5 games back. Port Angeles 5.5 back. Edmonton and Kamloops are bringing up the rear. And that is sports and just some of the games that people are playing. Happy summertime. We're going to celebrate the very first full day of summer 2023 on the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz alongside Bonnie Orr at beautiful Omi Gardens. For a good reason.
For a good reason, because Omi Gardens is fabulous. We're going to have a benefit concert on July 9th from 6 to 8. It's going to be really, really good. And I'm going to talk about all sorts of wonderful things to do in the garden.
Yeah, it's not that hard if you know what you're doing, and she knows what she's doing. Next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great night.